Hi, so just doing a quick video on a Nintendo Switch game cartridge reader that is all bent and no longer works. So as you can see, all the pins inside are bent, so I've got a new housing that's going to be put on. So first things we need to do is we need to add some fresh solder to the 4 mounting legs that attach it. Then we just add a little bit of flux and get some decent solder wick and then suck out all the old solder so that the port legs are nice and visible. So we just do this on all of the legs. I find it helps if you have like a big tip on your soldering iron, it disperses the heat a lot better. Just hold it on, and if it's got decent wick then it should suck it up nice and easily. Onto the final one. So nice and clear, and then it's all okay. So then we just get our tweezers and just prise it gently underneath, making sure that all the legs are nice and released. But obviously we've still got a load of pins at the bottom, so don't be pulling it off just yet. So just add a little bit of flux along all these pins. And then we just get some solder and then just rub it right the way along across all the pins. We're just mixing it in with the old solder and new solder. Then I just need to get the tweezers and then just slide it underneath the side. And then what we need to do is we need to get the soldering iron and then move it along the pins. Do it in sections, and as you're doing this you need to be lifting up the tweezers, and this is going to separate the pins from the board, but this needs to be done nice and slow. If you try and do it too fast then you are going to start pulling some pads off, and this is where it's going to get a little bit messy. So just do it in sections, move along, keep lifting as you're moving the soldering iron, and it will gently start lifting them up. Then just go from the other side, lifting again. Soldering on the last couple of pins. And then we just keep moving the heat to the pins that need reattaching. And then finally it lifts off. So then we just apply a little bit of flux to the old pads, get the solder wick again. And then we just give it a nice clean, removing all the excess solder that we've just put on. Make all the pads nice and shiny again. Give it a quick clean with isopropyl alcohol. Now this is our new cartridge slot that's going to go on. So we put it into place, and as you can see it all lines up nice. All the holes are nice and clear, so there's a bit of movement, but just try and get it positioned as best as you can. Flip it over, add a little bit of flux, and then add your solder. Nice fresh solder, hold it on there for a couple of seconds if you need to, you want it to flow right down. Then we'll do the other side at the top, make it nice and secure. At this point you can flip it over if you want to make sure the pads are still lined up. Mine's all okay, so I'll go on to the next bottom joining leg. And then we'll just flip it round, last bit of flux, last bit of solder. So all port legs are nice and solid. A little look to the side and we can see that it's all sitting nice and flush, it's all in right position. So now we can move on to the pins at the bottom. So we just add flux along the bottom. And then with this we just again get our large soldering iron tip and add some solder and just go along soldering each pad to each pin. So at this point don't worry about getting any bridges, we can sort that in a minute. Go along adding nice, plenty of flux, plenty of solder. So just got a little bit of solder on the screw mounting hole there, so just use my wick to remove that. And then we'll just give it a quick clean just to see if it's all good. And then also flip it over, clean the top of it as well. Plenty of isopropyl alcohol to get rid of all the old flux and all the stickiness. So a quick look under the microscope and it looks like these 2 pins might be slightly bridged. So all you need to do is add some flux. And then get your large tip soldering iron and then just touch it on, pull it away, and then the flux should disperse all the excess solder to the solder pads. One final clean and then that's it, we're done. We now have a fully working Nintendo Switch game cartridge reader. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.